What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Variant Live. And hey, we're doing it on Monday like we're normally supposed to. That's right. We're back on schedule. And I couldn't be more happy about it because I don't like when things are chaotic. Chaotic? I said chaotic, a little weird. Chaotic. I don't know. I'm the kind of person I like to do things. I like routine. So when things aren't on routine, it kind of makes my mind all scrambled. Anyway, I'm rambling. First thing up, you guys know every week we have to talk about Attack on Titan. For the last several weeks, we've been watching Attack on Titan, and it has been amazing thus far. This past week, we watched episodes 11 and 12, I believe. Yes, I'm pretty positive it's episodes 11 and 12, and I have been digging it thus far. But for those of you, sorry, audio problem. I didn't turn my speakers off, so there's that. There we go, volume down. Yeah, as I said, we've been watching Attack on Titan for the last several weeks now. We originally watched My Hero Academia, and that was awesome. But now, first season of Attack on Titan, we're on episodes 11 and 12. If you guys have seen it, awesome. You guys will know what I'm talking about. If you're watching along, even more awesome. And if you want to watch along, you could do that by clicking the link in the description below. We've teamed up with the great guys over at Verve VRV. And if you sign up through us, you'll get a free 30-day ad-free trial to watch anything on there for 30 days ad-free. As I just said, I say it all the time, every week. I tell you guys about this, but a lot of you guys are probably new. So you could watch Attack on Titan on there for 30 days free, Dragon Ball Super, My Hero Academia. Just it's the Netflix of anime. That's how I say it. It's just the easiest way to look at it. But as for these past, again, spoilers galore. I say that all the time too. If you're not aware, there's going to be lots of spoilers abound for the first season of My Hero Academia. So basically, where we left off is Eren, the main character. We find out that because of his dad being a scientist and a weird injection to his neck and all that stuff, he has the ability to turn into a Titan, which is crazy. And originally, the last two episodes we watched, originally he was helping the Titans and killing, well, not helping the Titans. He was helping, his human friends and killing the Titans and stuff. And we see that he's kind of figuring out how to use the power. I guess it's when extreme stress happens, or he usually does it by actually biting his left hand, I believe. So the last several times we've seen it, he literally just goes like this, bites his thumb or hand until he bleeds, and then poof, he transforms into a huge, massive Titan. Now, as I said, I'm really enjoying the series thus far a lot, but I will say these last two episodes 11 and 12, were kind of boring to me. I gotta be honest with you. I mean, they were kind of like, you guys know who watch a lot of anime, there's often a lot of filler episodes, and I wouldn't say these episodes were necessarily filler. They were kind of like half filler. It's just I guess they were filler. There was just nothing that was too exciting to push the story along much. I mean, we did learn that, he did, the plan as of now was the general wanted to use Eren and his Titan ability to pick up this big boulder to block one of the walls, so more Titans couldn't come in, and that was the plan. So they got there, he transformed, bit his hand, transformed into a Titan, but he wasn't fighting for them anymore. He basically, it seemed like he was bad because he was trying to kill his friend and not really his lady friend, but I guess they might be in later seasons, his friend Misaka. So he was trying to attack her, and he punched her. He tried to punch her, at least. He punched her so hard, his hand blew up, fell off, and he did it again. His other hand blew up, fell off, and then he basically went into a weird coma, resting his back on the boulder. It was kind of weird. So where we thought he was, helping and stuff like that, it seems like the second time around, it's not going the way they thought, but they're still trying, hold off the Titans at one corner of the wall, and they're still sticking to no, maybe you'll be good again. So I don't know. By the time it left off, even within the two episodes, not even talking about the first episode, within the two episodes, by the end of the second episode, episode 12, Armin, basically is his best friend, little blonde hair kid, stabs him in the back of his Titan body, and then you see him stuck into in the insides of his Titan self, because it's weird. It's all there's muscles and all over him. I guess the Titan grows as an extension to him, and it's pretty cool, but it's weird at the same time because he's got musculature coming out that's absorbed into the Titan. It's weird but cool. Anyway, he's having an inner monologue. Eren is at this point, and he's having flashbacks of his parents and all that stuff. And then he basically says, his whole destiny, his whole birthright, I believe is what he says, is, to find a way or live outside the wall to make humanity normal again. And that's how it ends. So again, like I said, it's pretty much filler for the most part. There is some little stuff here and there. Like they did get there. He did try to move the boulder. It didn't work. He tries to kill Misaka, and that didn't work. So, but I like 80% of those 2 episodes is basically filler. So not much happened. So again, it's pretty boring though overall. Nothing exciting like the last 2 or any, major deaths or plot twists, but that happens in all TV, especially in anime. There's a lot of fillers in anime. If you guys watch the original Dragon Ball Z, you guys know there is a lot of filler. Hence when like Dragon Ball Kai came out and stuff, it took out a lot of the filler and made it more of a streamlined show. But that's where we're at now. So I'm excited to watch episodes 13 and 14, because hopefully we'll get back to some action and more reveals and cool stuff. But jumping out of the anime world for a bit, the big news this week, probably the biggest news in the comic book world, is on this Friday, Marvel Studios, the Russo brothers, dropped the Avengers of Infinity War trailer. And my God, people, this trailer is amazing. So, I mean, I don't think I've heard anyone say a bad thing about it. I'm sure there's some people out there, but I mean, why would, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, literally. As you can see, I don't even know what to say. It's just, it was great. You know what? How about this? We'll try this out. We're going to try this. How about you guys go on your laptop, your iPad, or whatever other device you have around your TV, and we could watch it together. In the sense, we won't be able to see what I'm seeing, but we could sync it at the same time and just watch it, and I could talk about it to refresh it in my head. Because I could do it on here. I've tried it before, but if I do the screen share, I know it'll lag, because depending on your internet, my internet, and it won't work. It'll be kind of dumb. So if I just tell you guys, hey, go to the Marvel Select Marvel Studios YouTube page, click this trailer and play it, it'll work that way. So we could try it that way, and I think we'll experiment. You tell me if you guys like this, you don't like it, and we can watch it. So literally go to Marvel Entertainment on YouTube, their channel, and I'll give you guys like a minute or so. Just go there, and then I'll tell you when to press play, and then we can watch it. Again, you won't be able to see what I'm watching, but you'll be able to hear what I'm watching. So you guys have seen it anyway. So let's see. Are you guys down for the I'm watching now? Okay. So wait a second though. Go to the Marvel Entertainment page. Don't go to like any other page, because the clip might be wrong. Go to Marvel's actual YouTube page, because that'll have the exact timing. And then we could watch. Just go to the trend. Yes. Soulcaster says just go to the trending. It's still trending. It's probably like number 15th trending. And then Taco Bell says I'm going. Taco Bell's going? Like the company's going? That's crazy. All right, I'm gonna give you guys like 30 more seconds, and then I'm gonna play. You'll be able to hear what I'm watching, but you won't be able to see. But this should work. Dun dun dun. All right.
I'm gonna post the link for it in the chat.
Okay, yeah, we're also gonna post the link for that in the chat below, so make it easier. We'll give you guys a little more time here. What about ads? That's true. Good point. William Volk says, what about ads? I don't have an answer for that. So here's hoping you don't get an ad. Or how about you play it now? I'll give you guys another 30 seconds. Play it now. I'll give you a little more time. And then after the ad, pause it. And then we can go from there. So yeah. See, yep. Link is now. We just posted the link in the chat. So now you just literally have to click that, and then you could watch it. But make sure you don't click it and it takes you out of this video. Open it in a new tab, because then you won't be able to listen to me watching it. All right. 30 more seconds, guys. I know I keep saying that, but I'm trying to give you guys more times because of the whole ad thing. I thought about that. All right. How was your guys' weekend? Was it good? Let me know. While we're killing this 30 seconds here. All right. Got it. All right, guys. 10 more seconds. Then I'm just gonna do it. Bite the bullet. I'm gonna do it. All right. And I'm about to press play. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
The entire time I knew him, he only ever had one goal.
Gamora's monologue here is amazing. And it's like right out of the comics from an old story.
If he gets all the Infinity Stones, he can do it with the snap of his fingers. Just like that.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
He looks so awesome. It's ridiculous. I love that he's got new armor. Then than the old one we've seen in
We got one
past
advantage.
movies.
He's coming to us.
It's got like a rocket booster.
So that's what we use.
Dude, Vision's dead. There's no way he doesn't die. I mean, there's way, but
I think it's good. It sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good.
Wow.
I'm so glad we get to see Star-Lord and Tony Stark interact. I've been waiting for that.
The end is near.
And this is Thor looking for his new weapon. Very cool. Baby Gamora. Meaning we're going to get some flashbacks, which is great. Oh, the Black Order.
Perfectly balanced.
It just looks so good. Dude, Ebony Maw looks fantastic. I want it. I want it now. Oh, man.
I'm Peter, by the way.
That's strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
So good. Okay, yeah, I've seen this trailer. I think I've seen it over 20 times, and I'm still like a little kid every time I watch it. It's so good. I mean, there's just so many things in it to really talk about. I mean, you have like, first of all, Vision has to die, right? I mean, they're taking the soul gem out of his head, so he's got to go, right? I mean, I'm sure that maybe they could finagle some kind of way. I mean, this is comic books and fiction we're talking about, sure, but I think it would be smarter to just kind of kill him, especially as going into Phase 4. Also, in this trailer, you see, two glimpses at, either Iron Man or Captain America. One of them is gonna die. Maybe both of them are gonna die. I don't know. People are dying in this movie though, and if no one dies, I don't even know what to say, because this is like, I mean, that's kind of been the main thing about it going into, Phase 4 after Infinity War Part 2 or Avengers 4. So, I mean, maybe that, I don't know. It's just, I don't see like how Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans are going to keep playing these characters. I mean, they've been playing these characters for 10 years. It's just all kinds of insane. It's nutty, but I don't know, with that scene where, Thanos has the Infinity Gauntlet and Captain America is holding it. It's just, I mean, someone's got to go, right? I mean, I think we've even seen like Flash glimpses of the future in past movies where Thor, sees Captain America's broken shield and all that stuff and all the Avengers laying down. So it's just like, I don't know. But even besides the whole death thing, I know that everyone's speculating who's going to die. Is it Captain America? Is it Iron Man? Is it Vision? Is Hawkeye? Is more people going to die? Besides that, just the Black Order, like the children of Thanos, look fantastic. I mean, they just look so good. So Ebony Maw looks, I don't know. It's just I'm literally at a loss for words, guys. Like, I don't even know what to say. Just Corvus Glaive. You see the group shot of them where you have Corvus Glaive, Proxima Midnight, Call Obsidian, and Ebony Maw. You don't see the other ones really close up. You don't see Proxima Midnight, Call Obsidian, or Corvus Glaive up close, but you do see Ebony Maw with that Doctor Strange torture scene. I want to know what's going on there. And that's also from the comics, not exactly like that, but there's, I believe it's in an Avenger comic or Doctor Strange comic. It's happening in Doctor Strange though. I don't remember what comic, but there's one where Ebony Maw is torturing Doctor Strange, and it's not like that, but it is kind of like that. You don't see like the needles and stuff, but it's just nice to see that they're kind of pulling all this stuff out, because even Gamora's opening thing where I said, Thanos with a snap of his fingers could destroy like the universe or all of humanity or whatever. That was also said or alluded to in another past comic. So it's just nice that they're kind of just pulling all this stuff out and then, kind of doing their own with it, but still kind of keeping the overall same point. I don't know, but that's cool. We also see some new features of Iron Man suit, you know, like where he puts on basically his feet, I guess, merge and a big like jet engine comes out to give him a big boost. I know from promo art and toys, we see that's only one of the suit's new features because he's also going to have like wings on the back of him and an awesome, cool arm cannon thing, which is great. There's just lots of fun surprise. And if this is what they're showing us through like promo images and toys in the trailer, you know, there's stuff that they're not showing us. Like there's so much stuff that wasn't even in this trailer. Like we didn't see, you know, we saw Iron Spider, but we didn't see like whether or not he's gonna have the legs coming out. I know there is images and stuff and like Legos specifically that ruined that he is gonna have the legs like from the comics, but Hawkeye isn't in the trailer, which I know a lot of people are complaining about, but there's actually a reasoning for that. So everyone's like, where's Hawkeye? How come he's not here? Well, they did an MCU comic that explains that between it was after Civil War, between this and Civil War, I guess, Hawkeye did end up getting out of jail. You know, in Civil War, he got locked up with Ant-Man and Scarlet Witch and all that stuff. Well, he did end up getting out of jail, but he retired and he went back to his family. So if you're wondering where he is, that's the answer. In the meantime, he's currently with his family. Obviously, he's going to be in the movie. I mean, he is in the poster, like in the little, I believe, left hand, right hand corner. My left, you're right, my left. He's in the corner. Doesn't matter. He's going to be in the movie, and so you know, like again, the Hulk wasn't even in this trailer. We know he's going to be in the movie, so he was actually in the first teaser. So just because he's not in the trailer doesn't mean he's not going to be in it or have a massive part. I would assume that the Hulk is probably going to have a pretty good role. I mean, we see Bruce Banner in this trailer. We don't see the Hulk, but we do see the Hulk in the first teaser where he's running at the end with Captain America and Winter Soldier and Black Panther and all that stuff. But also, can we just talk about how cool Thanos looks? Thanos looks ridiculous. His armor looks so cool. Just even the CGI and VFX for it. I don't know. It's one of the best I've seen for a Marvel movie or just kind of any movie, because he obviously, you know, it's fake and stuff, but I think it's the best in terms of making a fictional, non, you know, human, you know, bigger than life character look like he's actually there. I just think it's really good. And then Josh Brolin's monologue or just voice, I think he's gonna do Thanos justice. He's gonna do very, very well in this movie. Again, if this trailer already, I believe Black Panther broke the record for pre-sales last month for tickets pre-sales, right? Broke the record it was the highest pre-sales for any movie ever for tickets, right? Infinity War, right? Not only did the trailer drop Friday, but the pre-sale dropped at 6 a.m. On Friday. By 4 o'clock that afternoon, it already broke Black Panther's record that they set last month and is now currently the #1 movie for pre-sale tickets. Not even a full 24 hours. It beat the reigning champion in like half a day. That's insane. So if that and Black Panther is $1 billion movie and did really, really well, massive, broke all kinds of records, and this broke that record on pre-sales. What does that tell you? Because this has everyone in it. It's got Black Panther, it's got Spider-Man, it's got Doctor Strange, it's got the Hulk, it's got Iron Man, it's got Captain America, it's got Black Widow, it's got Winter Soldier, just on and on and on. So this is easily globally $1.5 billion movie. And that's just ticket sales, box office. I could only imagine like what they're gonna make on the, you know, with like merchandise, toys, apparel, like Happy Meals. I don't even know. This movie's gonna break the world, and I'm very, very excited because I'm very, very excited for this because one, I'm a comic book fan, but even besides that, me loving these characters, reading these characters so much, it just feels different. It's so like episodic in the sense to where like the way the MCU did this, it's like everything's been leading to this. So for 10 years, we've been watching all these movies that tie into one another to culminate to this. This is like the end product of a decade, and that's never really been done before, at least in like as huge of a scale like this or this epic. So just as a moviegoer standpoint, and just like, you know, taking my comic nerd fandom out of it, just from just the pure perspective of filmmaking and how this task was insane. Again, I could just say positive. I know I'm fanboying out really hard, and you guys, it's just the trailers, and you might be saying you're just such a fanboy, comic fanboy, Marvel fanboy. Whatever, I don't care. I'm all about it. Sure, call me that. I want to see it. The hype is real. Hashtag the hype is real. This looks awesome. And again, if this trailer is any indication of how the whole movie is gonna be, if this trailer is literally just a small representation of what the movie's going to be as a whole, and it turns out the movie's as awesome as this trailer, easily my number one comic book movie of all time. Like, this easily will skyrocket to my favorite comic book movie, and I will see it several times in theaters. I will buy the Steelbook special edition Blu-ray when it's released, all that fun stuff. I can't say enough good things about it. But also, you guys know my favorite Marvel hero is Spider-Man, easily. So he looks great. I love his banter with Doctor Strange. I'm hoping they have, like, because with this movie, like, seeing a lot of these characters interact for the first time, I wanted to see, you know, some interactions we haven't seen yet. So we've seen Spider-Man interact with Tony Stark and stuff like that, but we haven't seen Spider-Man interact with Chris Pratt, you know, Star-Lord, or we haven't seen him interact with Doctor Strange or Thor. So I'm very curious to see, like, especially like the comedic characters. Like, I think Star-Lord and Spider-Man together would be hilarious. Obviously, Star-Lord and Iron Man together is going to be really, really funny because, you know, Star-Lord thinks as always, his ideas are the best and his way is the best way. So I'm curious to see how they're going to clash at first, how it's going to get resolved. I think there's going to be lots of cool comedic things happening just because, you know, these characters are just so good. It's just, you know, it's as excited as I am for this movie, it also makes me kind of sad in the sense that it's like, could you imagine if DC had their act together and the DCEU was just as good as Marvel's? Like, could you imagine a world where you had the MCU, like the DCEU was just as good as the MCU? You had two amazing comic book movie universes. Man, that would just be nuts. Because again, not saying I absolutely hate every single thing with the DCEU, but I think everyone would agree it's not the best. There's lots of room for improving. So, you know, with that, there's not enough good things I could say about it. I'm curious to see more. You know what I do want to see though, because I'm sure we might get it closer to the movie actual release, even though we're like a month and a half out ish. I want to hear who, you know, the voices of Ebony Maw, Proxima Midnight, and all that stuff. Like, I want to know how they sound because they look awesome, but we only really have gotten a close up of Ebony Maw. So I want to see how they're going to sound, you know, like how they're going to fight, how they're going to look walking and mobile. Like what are their, you know, what are their feats going to be on screen? How are they going to add powers, take powers? I just want to see them in action. is basically what I'm trying to say. I think it's such a good. What's crazy is they're fairly new creations in the comic world. They haven't been, you know, around all that long, only, you know, a few years. So it's crazy that they've introduced them so quickly. But I'm all about it because they were great in the comics. They were great in the Avengers cartoon on Disney XD, and they look fantastic here. Plus, it's like, I guess it would be a little lame in the sense the Avengers only fighting Thanos. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's gonna happen. And when you know there's gonna be a scene where you're gonna have all these heroes just ganging up on Thanos, and he's gonna be wrecking shop because he's got the Infinity Gauntlet and all that stuff. But I think it makes for, you know, better storytelling and, you know, cooler scenes to have his little soldiers and army in there doing his bidding and making just for even cooler fight scenes. But, you know, by the end of the movie, because this is like one of two essentially. So by the end of the movie, I would assume Thanos is gonna get all the gems, and then, you know, it's gonna be a close-up shot, and it's gonna be like, well, now we gotta wait a year. But yeah, guys, in summary, I'm loving this trailer, as you guys could see, and I cannot wait to see it. Obviously, as the movie gets closer, we'll be doing like a lot of Infinity War and Marvel themed episodes as every year when Marvel releases like their big movies, we try to do like a Marvel month. So we're gonna do something like that, probably stuff on Infinity Stones, Thanos, Avengers in general, Spider-Man, all the Marvel characters. So there'll be plenty of Marvel content coming up in April. So be on the lookout for that. With that said, going on a little bit of a down note. I know we were high and I'm bringing you down, but our childhood, right? So as you guys know, Toys R Us is coming to a close. That's right. Toys R Us will be shutting down all of their stores. They're going out of business. And that's very, very sad because I know, you know, I'm 30 years old and I am definitely a Toys R Us kid. Like, I just remember going to the toy store all the time and my mom would usually take me, you know, because I'm an only child, so I'm not going to lie, I got spoiled. So, you know, I was able to kind of convince my mom or my dad to take me to the store, like, you know, twice a month or stuff, like Toys R Us, like twice a month or something like that, and buy like an action figure or two. So I just remember, you know, Saturday morning waking up, watching like Batman the Animated Series, you know, the X-Men cartoons, Spider-Man, and then like later on in the day, like around, you 1, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, she'd be like, you want to go to Toys R Us? I'd go to Toys R Us. I'd pick out like an action figure. I remember getting a Batman animated series action figure where Batman was on a motorcycle and you could wind it up and he would run. But I just had so many good memories from Toys R Us. I remember another time, I think I may have told the story before, I was looking for Wolverine from X-Men the Animated Series in the yellow Jim Lee tiger stripe suit. And I remember going and they didn't have him in the action figure section. I was like, dang it, they only had him in a 5-pack. But the 5-pack was like, at the time it was probably like 30, 40 bucks for, to get all 5 figures. And, my mom wasn't going to spend, the 30, 40 bucks just to get me the one figure. So, but I remember a guy overheard me talking to my mom. He's like, oh, they don't have the one I want, man. That sucks. He's like, oh, you want that Wolverine? They have him on the end cap. They have him singly. And I was like, what? And I went over and sure enough, they had him singly for like, back then it was probably like $6, $7. Like action figures now are like $20. Back then you can buy an action figure like $6. It's insane. But just a lot of memories like that, getting Batman toys, Spider-Man toys, or even just other stuff like bicycles, lots of birthdays. My parents would be like, pick out what, here, you can spend $100, get whatever you want. Nintendos. It's just an end of an era. It's pretty sad. And it sucks too, because a while back, KB Toys, it's another one, toy store from my childhood, came to an end. And KB Toys, it's funny that I went to that a little bit in my older collector years when I was like, 13, 14, 15, around there, where, I'm working at like a grocery store, a bag or whatever, and I had my money. And then I would go buy like Marvel Legend action figures. Like I remember KB Toys had the Spider-Man classic stuff. That's what started off that line. Anyway, but they came to a close as well a few years back. So it's like with Toys R Us closing and, KB Toys closing a few years ago, there's no toy stores left. Like what kind of world is it where like, you can't take your kids. I have a daughter. I have a 9-month-old daughter, and it's sad that she's not going to know what Toys R Us is or what KB Toys is or, what a toy store is. I mean, I would assume, something's going to take its place. I don't think we're never going to have a toy store again. But, for now, we don't. So it's just weird that I won't be able to take my daughter to, Toys R Us for her birthday. Be like, pick out a bike or pick out, whatever you want. It's just really, really sad. It's an end of an era. So, I went this weekend with my wife and daughter, and we went through and, took video. We're kind of like vlogging almost because like we're never gonna see her in this again. But I know I'm getting kind of like mushy about it. But it's just I know a lot of you can relate that this is like it's been around since I believe 1958, and it's like with it closing again. Once all the stores are done, which I'm assuming by like June or whatever, and they're all gone, there will be no toy stores to go to. Like there's no toy store. You like to get your toys, you will have to go to like a Walmart, a Target, or order online on Amazon or any, whatever website. But it's just crazy that there won't be a toy store. Like that's just really weird. I can't really wrap my mind about it. It's like, let's go to the toy store. You can't because nothing will exist. Again, I'm sure a year from now, 2 years from now, something will take its place. I know KB Toys, with that said, let's kind of bring you guys back up. With that said, KB Toys, a company I guess just bought out whatever was left of KB Toys or the name or the assets or whatever the legal side of that is. They bought them out, and apparently the company head who bought them out said his goal is by the end of this year, by this Christmas, to have physical KB toy stores up and running again to take its Toys R Us's place. So KB Toys might be coming back. So maybe that's a positive. People who like KB Toys more than Toys R Us, maybe that's the glass half full way to look at it, that because Toys R Us is failing, there has to be a toy store, because again, it's 33,000 or 30,000+ people are losing their jobs, but also toy manufacturers. Like what is Hasbro, Mattel, like how much inventory they ship to Toys R Us? Like I believe in the US alone there's like 800 stores. You know how much money they're going to lose, so they have to figure out what they're going to do with all this product and to make up for sales and stuff like that. So if KB Toys reemerges and that actually does happen and goes through, awesome. At least we'll, I love KB Toys and we do need a toy store. But I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. I know it's not really comics related, but it kind of is, because that's our childhood. They sell all that stuff there. And, this even though this, show is mainly comic books, it's all nerd stuff. And let's face it, I'm a massive, and look at this. I am a massive man-child 30-year-old who has all these kind of toys in the background. So yeah, it's very sad. So we will miss you, Toys R Us. And I'm always going to be a Toys R Us kid. I know a lot of you are. So it's just very sad, even if KB Toys does come back. With that said, let's talk about the last little topic before we move into Q&A. We have Krypton. This Wednesday, Krypton on the Sci-Fi Network is premiering. And I don't know about you guys, but that last trailer with Brainiac looked fantastic. He sounded awesome. It looked awesome. And a lot of you guys have been requesting, you're like, Krypton and Brainiac, he's the main villain for the first season. Do a history of episode, Arris. Guess what? I heard you. I listened. This week, you guys are going to have a history of Brainiac episode because it only makes sense. I was probably going to do it anyway, but you guys pushed me towards it. So I was like, let's do it. Let's just do it. It makes sense. So you could watch the series and then watch the episode, or watch the episode and then watch the series again, because whatever, I'm going to give you as comic book history, so I don't think it's going to spoil much unless they literally pull directly out from the comics, which they won't. They're going to be heavily inspired, but I'm sure they're not going to directly adapt it. Although from seeing the trailer, it looks like the biggest influence, which is most of Brainiac's influence in the modern era, is from Jeff Johns and Gary Frank's Superman Brainiac run. It definitely looks like that's where they're pulling most of their influence. But I'm excited to see it. I've said it several times, I wasn't on board because I'm like, who wants to watch a show about Superman's grandfather? Until I saw Brainiac. I'm like, oh, okay, because it looks like movie quality, like special effects and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a chance. I'll give you a chance, Krypton, because Brainiac looks and sounds awesome. So this Wednesday, it's going to premiere, and then also this week, you're going to get a history of Brainiac episode. So be on the lookout for that. But with that said, I'm going to open it up to Q&A, answer a few questions, and then let you guys get on with your day. All right, so let's see here. All right. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Derek Shawnheen says, favorite Stranger Things character. Oh, I love Stranger Things. I love it so much. I actually just watched season 2. Who's my favorite? I think my favorite character, Stranger Things character, is, oddly enough, because the second season he was awesome. He was a douche in the first season, but he was great in this season. I think Steve, the original boyfriend, he was awesome. I love all the kids though. I'm a big fan of that show. I was actually talking about it on like an actual variant episode, not a variant live episode, like a variant episode. So maybe in the future, maybe season 3. Although I believe they're skipping this year. I think we're not going to get a season 3 until next year, which sucks. So that stinks. Soki C says, will Infinity War hit $3 billion? I don't think so. I mean, no, I don't even know what movie has hit $3 billion. If a movie has, I know Titanic and stuff like that has been up there, but I don't know if they hit 3 billion. That would be insane. It would be the first movie too, to my knowledge, unless I'm wrong, and that it does. But I don't think so. All right. Beverly says, have you watched Jessica Jones season 2? I haven't, and what sucks is I really enjoyed the first season, but I said before, I haven't because the trailer didn't get me too excited for the second season. I will at least watch the first like 2 or 3 episodes to give it a chance, but I haven't yet. So there we go. Paul Scott asks, what are your thoughts on the Flash War event? I'm all about it, man. Wally and Barry War, Flash War, yes, all day long. That's actually one of the events I'm looking very, very forward to, and will apparently answer the question on who is the fastest Flash, which we kind of already know who it is, Wally West. But this is, I guess, going to answer it in the modern era, in this DC Rebirth or DC Universe era. But yes, Flash is actually one of my favorite comic books currently coming out. So I am very excited for it. Very, very excited. I'm also excited for you guys. Some of you guys may have asked about it in here. Metal issue 6 is coming to an end. The last issue of Metal is coming to an end, I believe, next week. So I'm very excited for that too. And what that means is, once that ends, I told you guys before, once we get the 6th issue, we're eventually, shortly after that, we're going to have to do a recap episode on all of Metal to break it down for you guys, because I love the event. I love Batman, love DC, love Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. I have to talk about it. Okay, let's see. Scarecrow 7 says, which DC heroes could lift Mjolnir? Superman has, that's for dang sure. Superman can. Wonder Woman, I think, can. I think she'd be worthy. Who else would be worthy? I think Shazam would be worthy. Shazam would totally be worthy. Who else would be worthy in the DC universe? Batman wouldn't be worthy. No, he's got too much revenge and hate in his in his heart. He just wants to, strike fear into people. So Batman wouldn't be worthy. That's kind of more fun. Who wouldn't be worthy? Batman wouldn't be worthy. I don't think Flash would. Green Lantern probably would not. But yeah, Superman, Wonder Woman, Shazam, those are the first ones that come to my head. I think those guys would be worthy. Let's see. Navarre, I just had it. Nerva Jean says, are you going to the red carpet release for Infinity War? I hope so. I don't know yet. As soon as I know, you guys will know. So be on the lookout for that. Let's see. Ricky Gillette says, what do you think will happen in Doomsday Clock issue 4? I hope there's a big fight, or I would imagine there's going to be a big fight with Rorschach in Doomsday, because I believe issue 3 left off with Batman locking up Rorschach. So obviously Rorschach's going to get out somehow. So when that happens, I don't think he's going to be too happy, and we'll finally get to see a Batman Rorschach fight. I mean, there's no way we don't see a Batman Rorschach fight at some point in the series. I think us fans have been wanting that. That's like a dream fight for us. So my fanboy wishful thinking says a Rorschach Batman fight. Here's hoping. Grumbledore says Deadpool versus SpongeBob. Deadpool all day long, because he's square, absorbent, and porous is he. So SpongeBob. I'm just kidding. I don't know, but SpongeBob. All right. Ola Feck. That's literally what your name is, because it's like double O's, double L's, double A's. Feck says Superman with trunks or not. I've talked about that before. I'm kind of in the middle. I do think Superman, especially in the modern era, looks cooler with no trunks. So I'm 100% for that. But at the same time, my nostalgia kicks in, and then I'm like, yeah, but Superman's always had trunks. So I'm kind of like wishy-washy with that. I don't really know. Like, if I had to pick one, and he had to stay like that forever, I don't know. Maybe no trunks. I would love the classic look, but just because you don't do it anymore doesn't mean you're never gonna have the classic. I don't know. What I'm gonna say is I think it makes more sense for him to not have trunks, especially in this day and age. But I do love the classic look, so I don't know. I'm in the middle. It's a toss up. I like them both. I'm not mad that they're putting him back in the trunks, but at the same time, I do think it makes more sense for him not to have the trunks because the modern era. So yeah. Taco Bell. You like Taco Bell? I love Taco Bell. I just got the $5 box this past weekend, which came with a 5-layer burrito. It came with a hard taco. It came with cinnamon twist, and came with what are those? What is the other one? I think a crunch wrapper is in there with a Baja Blast. That's the only way to get it. Baja Blast. If you don't get Baja Blast, you go Taco Bell. You're crazy, because you can only get it at Taco Bell. So yes, I love Taco Bell. Spawn Hasby Khan says Spawn or Deadpool. I'm assuming you're asking me which one I like more. But that's a hard one. I'd say currently maybe Deadpool, just because I've been reading more of him and he's been more in my face. But if you were to ask me several years ago, probably Spawn. I still love Spawn, but currently, as of now, Deadpool. All right, I'm gonna answer 3 more questions, and I'm getting out of here, guys. Let's see. Gonzalez says, I had the same $5 box. It's good, right? It's delicious. I'm telling you. Because you know what it is, too? I know I'm going on a Taco Bell rant, but you know what it is, too, about Taco Bell? You know what it is about Taco Bell? Like, when you pull up, right? If you pull up, or you drive, or you go inside and you see the menu. Because everything's so cheap at Taco Bell, it's like your stomach thinks for you and not your mind. So you end up getting like more than you're ever going to eat, because you don't know like what to get, because you just see all this stuff. It's like you can get a crunch wrap, you can get a cheesy gordita crunch, you can get, talking about Taco Bell, you get soft tacos, hard tacos, shredded chicken tacos. I like Taco Bell a lot, guys. This comic show just turned into like a PSA for Taco Bell. But what I'm telling you is,
we need ad revenue from Taco Bell.
It's just, it's good. I know you guys like Taco Bell, and it's cheap. What it comes down to, what I'm trying to say, $10. You get $10. Put it on 5 up. $10. You eat like a king at Taco Bell, like a king, and you probably won't even eat all the food. Mandatory things though. Whenever I go, Baja Blast, cinnamon twist. That's all I'm saying. All right, sorry. That's my last round on Taco Bell. 2 more comic questions. Not two more comic questions. Not Taco Bell questions. Taco Bell sponsors variant. I wish free tacos. Okay.
Don't
All right,
anybody
all right.
ever bring up Taco Bell again.
Okay. All right. I'm done. Clearly, we know what one of Arris's favorite fast food places is.
Oh my god.
All right, and it doesn't help that one's like literally 2 minutes from my house. All right.
I know what to get you for your birthday.
Telling you, dude, $50 gift card to Taco Bell would last me forever. I'm still talking about it. All right. Woo! Talk about derailing. All right. That's what
I'm forwarding
happens.
this to Taco Bell Corporation.
Okay. All right. Kenny. Who's better at doing Quicksilver? Oh, for sure. The Avengers Quicksilver. I forget the actor who played him, but the MCU does everything better. In my personal opinion, I don't know if all of you agree, but MCU Quicksilver all day long. Hopefully, because we're not talking about Taco Bell anymore, Tim. We're not. So the MCU version of Quicksilver all day long. Okay. All right. 2 more questions. Menno Films predictions on who will die in Infinity War. I said it earlier. I think Captain America. Vision, or Captain America and Vision are gonna die. You're distracting me. Captain America and Vision, maybe Tony Stark, because those are like Vision because he's got one of the stones in his head, and then Captain America and Iron Man just because they've been playing the characters for so long. I don't see them going to play them into Phase 4. And Chris Evans has even said that he's kind of alluded that he's tired or doesn't want to keep playing Captain America, which you can't blame him. That's a decade of his life. I mean, he's given us 10 years of his life. So, yeah. All right. Kenny, not Doctor Strange. I don't think so. He's fairly new. You have to keep him going. I think Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, all those, even Winter Soldier, all those newer characters that came in, like Phase 3, end of Phase 2, will go on to Phase 4 because they haven't been playing from the very beginning. Thor might also go. Maybe. I don't know. He's an OG. Maybe him. All right, last question for real, and then I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Let's see. Star Wars Rebels. Did you like how it ended? I haven't watched it. What's up?
I said a great question. Several people have asked, where are all the Infinity Stones? Where do we think the rest of the Infinity Stones are?
Well, there's only one missing, right? What is it? Which is the one missing? I don't even. Is it the Soul Stone's missing? Yeah, because the one I think I said Vision had the Soul Stone in his mind earlier. But it's the Mind Stone. I believe he has it's the Mind Stone, right? There's so many. So, but Vision has the Mind Stone. So the Soul Stone. Where is it? I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people are thinking they said they saw it in Black Panther. Is it in Wakanda somewhere? I feel like that's probably the most obvious place for it to be, somewhere in Wakanda. I really don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to say Wakanda just because I can't really think of another place off the top of my head. But for one thing's for sure, I would imagine that he's going to find it, or it's going to be found in this movie in Infinity War. I mean, I guess it could technically be found in, part 2, Avengers 4, whatever you want to call it. But my guess is, like I said earlier, I think by the end of this movie, Thanos will have all the stones, and then that will be, the big, cliffhanger leading into Avengers 4. So I'm gonna say Wakanda for now. I'll ponder it more, but with that said, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We talked about comics and Taco Bell. I hope you enjoyed all the Taco Bell content. But remember to watch episodes 13 and 14 of Attack on Titan season 1 for next week. If you don't have a way to watch it, remember you can sign up for an ad-free 30-day free trial for Verve. Link is in the description below, and then you could watch Attack on Titan and all kinds of fun stuff. But until next time, or until I guess when you guys watch the History of Brainiac episode, I'll see you guys then. Have a good day, guys. Bye.